Hi, greetings from sunny Anaheim, site of this year's SharePoint Conference 2011. I'm sitting here in the PointBridge booth. There's people going by up and down the hall around me, full of exhibitors and people looking for all kinds of good stuff. You'll also probably notice that I'm wearing a lei. We're giving these away as part of our booth. We're also giving away a trip to Hawaii to SharePoint Saturday, Honolulu in December. This conference has been an interesting one. You know, the last SharePoint conference was in 2009 and the focus was on SharePoint 2010. That was when Microsoft unveiled that. They just announced today that the next SharePoint conference is going to be in 2012 in Las Vegas, where they'll start to talk about what the next version of SharePoint, currently called SharePoint 15, is going to look like. So this one's kind of in the middle. The focus is on adoption. So people understand SharePoint 2010 pretty well in terms of what it can do if you install it on premises and you're running it on your own infrastructure, and also in terms of what it can be as part of SharePoint Online, as part of the Office 365 offering. So the focus is really on what are people doing, what are kind of the best practices around, whether it's governance or whether it's infrastructure, or what other tools are available on top of the SharePoint stack that I can take my SharePoint environment and really kind of take it to the next level and drive user adoption. This morning, the day started off with the keynotes from the SharePoint executive leadership at Microsoft. That would be Jared Spataro, Jeff Teeper, and Kurt Belbetti, and they really talked about kind of the same focuses, really kind of took a look back at where SharePoint has come as a product line. I think the most interesting part was when they did some infrastructure demonstrations. They had a very large SharePoint farm that was running on stage. It was about 14.5 terabytes of content, 108 million items. It was with a SharePoint content repository and a fast search installation. And they loaded it up using Visual Studio with 7,500 concurrent users, and then pulled the plug on one of the SQL servers in the SQL cluster, and we watched it live fail over between the primary node in the SQL cluster and the secondary node. And so that was a pretty great demonstration of where SharePoint has come in terms of being an enterprise class system and its ability to offer solutions that are going to be highly available to users. So I'm excited about what's here, about the sessions that are happening, about the team that we have in place at PointBridge, about what's going on at our booth, and the activity that we're seeing with our clients and Microsoft. If you're here at the event, I hope to see you here. If you're not, stay tuned on Twitter, #SPC11. You'll see all kinds of updates in terms of what's going on, and we'll catch up with you another time.